Well, here you are. Here you are. I have been drawing this for 35 minutes. I have been thinking that I was talking to people, and oh man, I hope there's anybody here. Oh my goodness. I apologize. I apologize. Now I feel like a dummy because I started off with a blank sheet of paper, and 35 minutes later, I have this, and this was me being brave, and oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Well, welcome to the Alpha Red Comic Channel. My name is James Nguyen. I am your host. I am the creator of Alpha Red, and I am technically stupid, I guess, because this is going to be a shorter live stream. This is my goodness. Lauk, I apologize. I was talking and I was like, man, Lauk is here. He waved at me, and I never turned on. I never hit the go live button. So yikes, my bad. I can. What am I doing? What am I doing? I felt so good about how things started, and I was plugging my appearances, like this coming Saturday. I will be at the Lehigh Valley Comic Convention. I'm one of the featured guests there. So honored to be asked to be a featured guest. And here I am, just talking to myself. I'm so mad at myself. So if you're here and you recognize that I'm a half hour late, thanks a lot for sticking around, man. I was talking to you. I was like, man, he waved and he was here, and my goodness, he's awfully quiet. But I swear, this started off as a blank sheet of paper, and I was saying that I'm gonna put my big boy pants on and start with a blank sheet of paper and get the composition down, and turn this into a tightly penciled thing. But how you doing, brother? Thank you for sticking around through all my old man technical difficulties every week, and every time I get too cocky about, hey, it worked fine last time, everything's working, and everything was working. I just had to hit the go live button. I looked at all the buttons. I said, I'm good to go. And then I looked at the time. It was the right time. I hit the intro. I did all that stuff, and never hit the go live button. And I was saying, I feel like a fool. I do. Can't believe it. Anyway, here we are, talking about Daredevil, talking about my favorite run of Daredevil was Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. They did a miniseries called Man Without Fear. But for the most part, my love for the character comes from Joe Quesada's run. I don't know if you're a fan of Joe Quesada and his run, but man, I am feeling stupid now. I'm like, nobody's here. I wonder why nobody's here. Nobody, like, Jeez Louise. Getting old. I wish that was the only reason, the only excuse I had. But I had a great weekend with my boys. I was telling you about that. I was telling everybody about, we had to cook for ourselves because my wife was away for the weekend. It was a boys' weekend. We made homemade ice cream for ourselves. What's going on, Jay Scott? I checked in at 8 and was wondering what happened. That sucks. Looks like some good foreshortening going on. Thank you, Jay Scott. I mean, I started off with a blank sheet of paper, like I was saying, and because I don't usually on the Drawstream, because the composition can take many different turns, and I don't always use the initial composition. And after 10 minutes or so, I've been known to scrap the whole thing. But I appreciate you sticking it out, coming back and checking me out. I do still want to end at 9 o'clock, though, because I am committed to an art auction over at the Comic Book Radio YouTube channel, where we are going to auction off some original artwork. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that here in a little bit. So I do like some of the choices that I've made here as far as the shadowing go. I use this lighter pencil to just kind of give me an idea of the placement of the shadows and what it could possibly look like. And I just remember Joe Quesada's run where the boots got no shadowing at all. Boots and gloves didn't get any shadow, and the underwear didn't get any shadow, and the shadows were everywhere else. So that's what we're gonna stick to and see if we can achieve the energy that Joe Quesada had back there in the 90s, early 2000s. I don't know exactly when. Even though this drawstream was inspired by the Frank Miller, Dave Mazzucchelli Daredevil Reborn series. Back when they had not events, but like storylines that didn't need a rebooting. You know, it's like Marvel and DC just seem to want to reboot back to the number ones for everything. This was like in Daredevil 2 something, and 7 issues later, you had this super memorable storyline called Daredevil Born Again that everybody remembers and loves, and they would go on to do Batman Year One. Man, I feel silly because I've been talking to myself for 35 minutes until I look up and I never hit the go live button. What a dummy. By the way, I got the Alpha Red sketch cover. That's awesome, man. I saw that. I saw you you posted that, and I don't know, because I was saying, I was asking you if you had drawn anything on it yet, and if not, I think I'm going to go ahead and splurge on getting a subscription to the program, the live StreamYard, and have you on, and we can draw, whether you want to draw Alpha Red or somebody else. I don't know if you've already drawn on it. Yeah. So if you haven't drawn on it yet, hold tight, because I'm going to pull the trigger and get StreamYard, and then so that I can have guests, and so I can have a little bit more fun on the YouTube channel here. But yeah. So today's the difference for today was that I was going to do just a really tight penciled piece, which is not something that I normally do on the channel. I usually do an inked thing. You usually get the composition done sometime during the week and then try not to touch it. And then all you get is really the inked version. And I wanted to really do one that shows you kind of the thought process, even though you missed 35 minutes of the thought process, the original thought process, where I caught myself from not swiping, because I wasn't looking at any pictures, but it was starting to look like Jim Lee's Colossus picture from X-Men number 1. No, nothing yet. Busy with other commission works. That's awesome. Yeah. So we'll have to get you on to one of the early draw streams after I figure out StreamYard, and we can draw Alpha Red. So where do you have your commissions? Where do you offer commissions? Because I did talk about that too. I was talking about the commissions that I've been doing this week, and which I'll show you here in a little bit. Let me see what time it is. Oh man, it's almost time for me to jump off. But just want to mention that this weekend if you are in the Lehigh Valley, and if you know what those two words mean, and you know where that is, hopefully you can come out. It's in Pennsylvania, the Lehigh Valley Comic Convention, this Saturday, August 10th. It's hard to draw and talk. I usually do it okay, but Whatnot and Instagram. Gotcha. Yeah, I was telling nobody in the initial 35 minutes that I don't do very many commissions anymore, just because the concentration is on Alpha Red and making sure that Alpha Red is on track. But as long as he's on track, and he is, I usually take a commission or two. And I reached out to somebody, and they came back with the coolest commission. And I was working on it yesterday, and it is so fun. And I'm going to show you here in a minute. And it is Deadpool related, because this person is, hey, Cliff on Comics, Daredevil already looks gorgeous. Thank you, man. Thank you. And so I reach out to people who have gotten commissions from me before. I'll offer it to some new people sometimes when they mention that they get commissions from people. I just kind of give them my little pitch. It's $50. You know, you get a full body, pen and ink and gray markers, and ask them if they want to be put on the commission email list. But I reached out to one person, and they didn't get back to me. And then somebody else reached out, and they said, hey, we're looking to do this little booklet, just single characters. It's a Bible thing, curriculum or something. And I was like, oh, that sounds neat. So I gave them the quote, $50 per character, and they ordered 12 of them. I said, I can only do one a week. They're like, we'll take it. So that's kind of filled me up for commissions for the rest of down to November, I believe. It's going to take me all the way through August, September, and October. But yeah, like before I go to the pants, I'll show you the commissions here. Just because I had so much fun. So this is the commission. So the person that I offered it to, always, I met him in Pittsburgh. His name is Jake, and he would always get a Daredevil, a Deadpool, and then another character. And so he threw at me a couple of Deadpool and somebody's. And I, like, immediately when he said Deadpool RoboCop, I was thinking about the gun that comes out, and I said, what if Deadpool puts a banana in there? So that's RoboCop pulling out a banana, and it's because Deadpool switched out his awesome gun with a banana. So I had a lot of fun yesterday, kind of with the composition of that. And I don't know how long it's been since I've drawn RoboCop, but this is probably the best RoboCop I've ever drawn. So, and then this was what I was talking about. It's a Bible story type of thing, and they wanted Lucifer getting kicked out of heaven by Archangel Michael. You know, the Trinity's up here, and I got angels and stuff. I'm super stoked about that. But yeah, that is the quick fun thing that I did. And hey, what's going on, John? And a quick preview of the latest pages. So I'm working on page 13 right here. I don't want to show you. I don't want to describe it too much because I don't want you to spoil anything. But here's page 12, the introduction of the villain. So hopefully you guys like that. And then I think I showed this last week, page 11. I won't describe too much of what's going on, but rest assured, Alpha Red number 6 is also on the drawing board, and that is how far I've gotten. But yeah, as I was saying, the objective of tonight is to get a tightly penciled as opposed to the inked version that's a little bit looser that I typically do, where I put the composition. I do the composition sometime during the week because it's a little bit of pressure, and I don't want to waste your time because the composition that I initially come up with isn't always what I go with, and that can be frustrating. So, does it look like Joe Quesada drew this? How close am I? Do I have that Joe Quesada flavor? You guys fans of Joe Quesada? He was one of my major influences in the early 90s. It used to be, I used to tell everybody, Jim Lee, Joe Madureira, and Joe Quesada were my 3 influences. So, but yeah, it feels like a Joe Quesada to me. Just because, like I said, he never did anything with the gloves, the boots, or the underwear. Like it was always, you know, he'll show some wrinkles here and there, but he never would shade them, never do that, like the hard lines. But, yeah, I feel like a fool for not hitting the go button, the go live button. Yikes! Yeah. Old man brain. But yeah, I tell you that, you know, I told you when nobody was here and I was speaking into a mic without going live. Talked about how I'd like to do the eyes first, and you know, the eyes are the kind of set the mood for the whole picture. All kinds of important stuff, guys. All kinds of important stuff if you're an artist.
I think it was like a delay.
Give you all my secrets. And but never hit the live button. Yikes.
I look surprised also.
Yikes. One of these days I'm gonna get it right. One of these days.
Alright, so before we get started, real quick
One
news here.
of these
Let me
days.
share my screen for just a second.
What do you think, guys? What do you think?
Last night, we've had an interesting 24 hours or
So,
a little
I
bit
mean,
more than
within
that.
this hour here,
First things first.
this is
Now,
as far as I got, and then I would come in with a micron.
hope
You know,
guys
I would
signed up for
go
this.
in with a smaller micron, make sure I get all the details and things
We're over 50 signups now, so thank you guys so much. We
figured
did that
in
last
here.
night.
Like I like to
Much
put a lot of
appreciated.
these
This
like
is gonna
tick
launch
marks,
August
like he
21st, so this is
was in a fight, you know,
crossover
like
between my title, King
battle.
Cryptid, and Rob's title, Blood Realm.
a lot of battle
King Cryptid,
wounds and
Blood
stuff.
Realm
And
crossover.
I feel
That's
like
Blood Moon launching August
the more
21st.
you
This will be
put
both on
those things in,
Indiegogo and on
the more
alternative. So please sign up on Indiegogo if you want to back
the more
there.
professional it
If
looks.
you're
I
already
don't
subscribed
want
to
to.
the Alterna newsletter, you're going to get notified anyway.
I don't know how else to put it.
But if
but
you aren't signed up for the
like
Alterna
if you
newsletter, go
really
sign up
take
on
note of some of the
alternativecomics.com,
pros,
you get 10% off
they'll add
on
some
as well
things in that
use on your first
that
order at
you're
Alterna.
not looking at, because
And
in
you'll
general
also
you're
get
looking at their
10% off
anatomy,
with
you're looking at their
various
composition, you're looking at where their light sources are and stuff, but you don't notice like the little ticks and stuff like that on there. And I noticed like Joe Madureira will put in like these lines, these like these I don't know if they're supposed to be dust or whatever, but it adds like an element of energy, like they're jumping, like these little,
And then two
I don't
other
know.
developments.
I don't even know what to call them.
Two other
but
developments.
They're everywhere.
Yesterday and today we
in,
had a surge of backers
in
on
the
Alterna
pros,
remaster
some of
campaign,
my
so it's
favorite people.
61%
You'll see that all over
raised
their
now, with
their artwork.
369 issues sold, and we've got 19 days
So this is
left.
going
So
underneath his
thank you
arm
guys
here.
for
So
picking
this
those
part of the
up.
rope is just gonna
About 10 of these
shadow
issues
cast
sold,
there.
which is
There's a
great.
shadow cast over here,
Thank you guys so much.
and
You can see the
you can kind of maybe get away with a shadow cast from his arm as the light's coming down here. You know, different parts of the rope, and then the rope over here. This rope is cast in a shadow over here. Just little things like that, I think, are kind of separate the novice from our heroes, you know, our artistic heroes. And I'm not saying that I'm a pro or anything, but these are things that I notice as you observe your favorite artist, what makes their artwork stand out just a little bit more
Depends on the amount that
than the next guy.
you're-
Hey, what's going on,
Drop your
Ulysses?
hat.
Are you listening
There's the flag
to
that
Peter
folds
Smetty in the
out.
background? I am not.
So that is good.
Oh, I might be. Hang on a second.
That's it. I don't even know if we can.
Hey, thanks for bringing that to my attention. There, Ulysses. I did have to. I just jumped over and muted them. I was preparing. That's where I'm going to be right after the show here. I'll be. Yeah, that's a good segue to what I'm going to be offering over at. I had it right here. Over at the auction on Comic Book Radio. I swear it was right here. There it is. So this is one of the pieces right here. This is a sketch cover for Blood Realm from Alterna Comics. Rob Geronimo is over there, and this is his book. And it is a creepy epic saga. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. So I'm excited to be invited over there. Some other things that I'm going to be auctioning off over there is the original artwork for this cover for Alpha Red number 4. This is a black and white version that I offered for one of the Kickstarters. And so this is a limited edition because I'm not planning on doing it anymore. But I thought if anybody liked seeing just the artwork without the colors, you had an opportunity to do that. This was the cover that I used. This is the original art. I'm going to be offering that over there at the Comic Book Radio channel. For $100 is to start, but you also get the colored version, the poster, along with the comic book, which I think I have 2 left. So just a little bit scarcer, and just a bunch of that kind of stuff is what I'll have over at Comic Book Radio. Now where did Deadpool go? Daredevil. I'm a pro here, guys. I'm a pro. I'll just keep looking at this. I was just gonna pull up the Daredevil for one last peek at it, but alas, when you got too much going on, you can't find the papers in the pile of papers. And so, one last look. Nope. And under the desk. Well, guys, I appreciate you showing up. I apologize for not turning the thing on, and this is a short stream, but I swear it started off as a blank sheet of paper, and we got it to a tightly penciled piece. I don't know if this is bright enough. Can you guys see this? Is this bright enough? Let me switch it to this, and so you guys can get the full thing. But yeah, so I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up. Not the one, okay. Well, I appreciate it. It is coming up on the end here. I'm going to hit the outro, and hopefully you can pop over to the Peter Smetty Comic Book Radio art auction, and that's where I'll be auctioning off some of my artwork. So I appreciate you showing up. Even though I didn't show up on time, you showed up on time, and you showed up. So I appreciate it. Every Sunday night at 8 p.m., you can watch me draw, and let me know what you want to see. I'm open to suggestions. So until next time, grace, peace. Outro.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. lurk. He fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red, Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.